So today I have a rant video, and if you saw my previous video called My Modern Day Love Story, um, you know that I got married abroad in El Salvador. Because of that, I'm in an immigration process trying to bring my husband. I don't know how to do it, so I was looking for somebody to help me with all the paperwork and how to do it, and that I would have some backup if something went wrong that I didn't know how to fill out. A friend of my dad's recommended this place to us, and so I went, and the first things I asked her were, are you a lawyer? She said no. And she said, but my brother and my sister are. And so everything that we do is going to be backed by them. And I took her for her word. And I've done this whole process. It's been in 2 steps. Step number 1, she gave me a list of 2 money orders she needed. Number 1 was 420, number 2 was 615. In step 2, she gave me a list for 2 more money orders, 125 and 295. And so everything has been fine. She does an excellent job at what she does. She's knowledgeable about the immigration process. So I'm not going to bash her on that because she's good at what she does. So we were getting ready for the second part where I was going to have an appointment with her. And I got an email from immigration saying that they were sending me an invoice for $325 for the last part of everything. And I was a little shocked because she had not warned me about this. But I said, okay, fine, I'll go buy the money order and take it to her on the day we have the appointment. But there was something that wasn't clicking with me, and it was that immigration was asking for so much money. And I had been on forums, I had been on their website, and everything seemed to indicate that there were only 3 charges. The first one being the 420, the second one being the 125, and the third one being the 325 that I got an invoice for. So where the $615 and the $295 were coming from, I had no idea. I want to know where that money is. There's receipts for every payment that was listed on the immigration site that other place confirmed. There were receipts sent from immigration. But what a coincidence. There is no receipt for that $615 and that $295. And this is where I started to get a weird feeling. And I decided to go online and verify this for myself, the prices. And so I saw exactly what I'm telling you. 420, 125, and 325. That's it. So I was a little confused. And I called the office, and that day she wasn't there, so her sister answered. And I told her, what is this 325? And she said, oh, they're processing fees. And I told her, well, what about the 295 that I was charged, that she was telling me that I needed? And she said, oh, well, those are processing fees for when you turn everything in. The other are for the card. And I thought, oh, okay. And I called her also, and I asked her about that, and she said the same thing, that when you turn in all the documents, you have to turn in the money order so that they'll process it. And I thought it made sense because it's a lot of documents you send back. So I thought, oh, well, money for their time and their effort. I get it. But there was still something that wasn't sitting right with me. So I decided to go online and look up the office, see if I could see any reviews. And I didn't find any except for one of them. But it didn't say much except great work or whatever. And I didn't know if if it was trustworthy either, because there wasn't any more to back it up. And I decided to look up their names individually, and this is what I found. First of all, the brother is not even a lawyer. He is a notary public, and that is not the same thing. Then I found that the sister is not a lawyer, not even close. She is a tax preparer, certified tax preparer, not anything law related. And then the lady helping me with the documents, she has no title in anything, but she had a past selling houses in real estate. So this is where I started to get nervous, because when someone lies to you, you don't even know if you can trust them anymore. And I started feeling super nervous. I was thinking, why is she charging me money that isn't there? I called the next day and immigration confirmed to me. I couldn't sleep that night, and it just so happened that my father was coming out of the room, and I was able to tell him what I had found. And he kind of thought that I was probably getting ripped off from somebody, and I was convinced because immigration said that they don't charge this money. And so we decided to make the appointment and go anyway and talk to her about it. What she said was that the both fees were to process when I turned in documents. And I told her, but immigration said that they don't. And then she said, well, it's a filing service fee. And I knew that didn't seem right, because my father had gone to another place to confirm immigration prices and how much they charge. And in the list, those charges don't appear. They told him immigration doesn't charge that. So then I told her, so I had asked her before, so what is this filing service fee? Are they employees from immigration, or what are they? And she just said yes. And then we came to this agreement because she kept talking and talking and talking her way out of my questions and going off subject and saying, if I were scamming you, would I still have this money order here? And I gave her a blank $295 money order because she said she would fill them in. And obviously she had that to help her because she hadn't filled it out and charged it. But she couldn't respond for the $615. She just said that it's a filing service fee and that they don't usually give receipts, and she never had a problem before, so they never asked for them. And if the documents were approved, then that's why they never bothered to ask. And previously, she had also said that every money order that I gave her, she would make a copy of. Well, when I asked her, do you have copies of these money orders that I gave you? She looked through them. She had all the other real immigration fee copies. But what a coincidence. She didn't have the two that I was asking for. She didn't make a copy of them. And so this is what we ended up agreeing upon. She agreed to get a receipt from this filing service, and if it wasn't, if she said if they didn't use it, they should return it, and if they used it, then I will get a receipt for you. And I made sure to confirm with her that she would get me a receipt. And for the other money, in order to protect myself, since it hadn't been cashed yet, I made her address it to immigration I made her address it to immigration right in front of me, so that there was, and I had the receipt for that money order. So it should make it harder, if not impossible, for her to be able to cash that check. And so we kind of just agreed upon that. And she told me that in 2 weeks' time she has to notify me about what happened. So 2 days ago, I called for other reasons, not for that. I wasn't trying to harass her or anything. I had other questions. The first thing she told me was about that. And she said, I talked to them and they got really nervous when I questioned them. And I guarantee you that I will get something, either the money back or a receipt that they used it. And if they didn't use it and they're keeping it, we're going to sue them. And you better be sure that I'm going to get that money for you. Well, that is exactly what my father had said that was going to happen. That because we think she took the money for herself, she was going to find an excuse to return it. And that's what we think is going to happen. And she's just blaming it on some imaginary place. So then after the phone call, everything was fine. There's no hard feelings or anything. I tried to keep it very civil. And I was trying to tell my father what happened. And this is what had my blood boiling. He got mad at me for questioning her when she told me again about this filing service. And I told her, well, are they the California Service Center, which is an immigration center, or what are they? And she said, oh, they're a place separate from immigration. And her story changed again. And that is what I was telling him. And he got mad at me for questioning her. And he said, she's going to give you the money back. So why are you harassing her? And I said, I am not harassing her. I have to question her. I have to know the name of this place so I can look it up and ask them myself. Because she can come up with some receipt that she made up and then email it to me or whatever. And it may not even be true. So I need a number to verify this information. But he got mad at me and we got into this whole argument because he's saying that it's not the Christian thing to do. We assume that she's going to. But she's only sorry because she got caught, not because she did something wrong. Had she come to me and said, I'm sorry, then to turn the other cheek. And then it's one thing to simply let people walk all over you. Do it to me and she'll try to do it to other people. But they just wanted me to be satisfied that I am getting their money back. But I don't think that that's everything. It's also about letting her know that what she's doing is wrong. $615, not $20. And that's only because I made her take the $295 money order and address it right in front of me. And I'm just gonna hope and wait that she returns the money, even if it's just with the lame excuse blaming it on somebody else. But I'm going to continue the process with her because she knows what she's doing. But now I'm a little wiser about how to go about things with money. And I know that there won't be any more charges. Moral of the story: stand up for yourself. And 2, check out where you're going to do business, especially when it comes to legal matters or anything where you're going to be spending a lot of money. Check that place out. Check that place out. Check out reviews and have people show you their credentials, because if you just take them for their word, you can end up being surprised. So this was my rant / story time video. If you liked it, like, Comment below if you have any comments, and subscribe. And